Hello, I am Mal, and welcome to Planetbase. So I've been wanting to show this to you folks for a while now. It actually came out in October of 2015. I am recording this in early part of December of 2015, and there's just been so many games that I've been playing that I haven't been able to bring this to you yet, but we're going to fix that today. So what is Planetbase? Well, it is a really kind of a city builder survival game where you build bases on planets. Like Mars-esque planets or like an ice planet or what have you. And you unlock more difficult planets as you gain certain achievements in the games, milestones. So I have played the game off and on for a couple months now, and I would say I'm adequate at the game. I'm certainly not a pro at it yet, but it's really fun. So let's jump into it. Okay, as you can see here, I mentioned those milestones. When you unlock all of these little blue bars or cyan bars or whatever you want to call them, then it'll unlock these other more difficult planets. So I haven't even experienced these others yet. So right now we only have Class D, which is basically like Mars. So let's go ahead and grab that. Now you can move the planet around and pick a different landing zone. I don't know. I'm not convinced that this actually does anything. Like if it actually changes the terrain that you're dealing with, which can kind of be a big deal. Yeah, because if there's tons of mountains and stuff, it really kind of restricts where you can put buildings. It can be kind of tough. So if you get like an open, more plains type area, it's obviously a lot easier. But again, I don't think this makes any bearing on it whatsoever. So we'll just pick this. That looks good. And then for a base name, well, we're going to call this Malbase 1. and if we die horribly, which could happen, then we'll do Malbase 2 and so on and so forth. All right, so let's start this up. Now we're going to get a little cutscene with our colony ship landing and our little guys coming out. And this is always the same, like what you start with. So your different colonists have different specializations. So I'll explain that as we go along. Oh, okay, that's not a very good sign. A meteor dropping right on us. Or asteroid, whatever. Now I'm going to have to go kind of fast here at the beginning because we don't want to die horribly. So I'll explain as I go, but yeah, gotta go quick. So we've got our colonists, we've got a couple of bots. Now, let's see. First thing we've got to do is get some power going. So we're going to go to external structures. We're going to grab solar panel. Let me take a look around. Okay, let's use this over here. I like to put my power stuff up against the mountain range when possible. I'll explain more why in a little bit here. Then we're going to put a power collector next to that to store said power. We're going to select both structures and put a link between them. Then I'm going to grab another solar panel. So we're just going to do basic infrastructure. So for me, that means at least 2 solar power plants. And you can vary the size of structures. I'll show you that right now. By using mouse wheel up or down, you can change different ones. Now, the smaller ones obviously take up more space because they produce less for what you're doing, but they're more efficient. Okay, now we need a water extractor, so we'll get a bigger water extractor. Put that right here. This will sort of make sense in a minute, folks. Just trust me. Okay, now we're kind of racing the clock because we need oxygen. Yeah. Otherwise, the oxygen in our suits will run out and then, you know, our people will die, which would be bad. So now this is an airlock. This is essentially where we're going to start the access to the base. And I'm going to put the airlock down here. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to build the base headed back this way. Yep. And what we're going to do is we're ultimately going to try to put a landing pad right here next to the airlock, and then also a mine, which has to be built into the face of the mountain. So I want the airlock there so that it's easily accessible. Okay, now we need an oxygen generator so our people don't suffocate. Right about there looks good. I'm going to do a 1 step up on the size. How come you won't link up there? Alright. We'll do it like that. Now, once that's built, we will have some, breathing room, so to speak. Get it? Oxygen generator. But we need a bunch more stuff. So we'll need a place for them to eat. So that'll be the canteen. And then we'll need a place for them to sleep, so we'll have to build a dorm, or we could build a cabin, which is essentially a nicer version. So you've got the dorm, which is like bunk beds and not all that nice, and then you have a dorm, which is sort of more like individualized living. Though in the recent update, they made it where anyone could use any bed in there. It used to be like a colonist would go in there and they would like take a bunk and then it would always be theirs. But that was creating some problems, so they changed that, which is actually a good thing. You know what? Let's go ahead and put a wind turbine up also, just to give us a little bit of extra power at night. Speaking of at night, as you can see here, up here, in this little bar, which, by the way, you can change by hitting Alt. We've got 7 colonists, we've got 2 bots. It's daylight, it tells us what the hour is, it tells us how much the wind strength is. And if I hit Alt, I have access to my meals, my metal, bioplastic, medical supplies, and spares. It's telling me that I can break down this, but I don't need to do that yet. It'll give you a little bit of extra materials if you hit this recycle button on the colony ship. I would suggest not doing that until pretty much everything's unloaded, because things do decay when they're sitting out in the open. Come on, guys. Let's get this done. Okay, O2's built. I need them to build this connection. Today, guys. Come on. There we go. Constructor bot? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we need a canteen so that they don't starve or, dehydrate. Keep it going out this way. Yeah, that works. Okay, now let's take this opportunity. We've got medics, we've got workers, we've got engineers. Let's see, what else do we have? We have biologists, and later on we have security people as well. Yeah, eventually you actually have to secure your colony, like if you start letting visitors and stuff come in, because criminals will try to come in, or I guess terrorists or whatever. Which is kind of cool. A little bit different for a city building type game that has that functionality. And then there's all kinds of different bots. You've got constructor bots, and then you have what they call carrier bots, which just move stuff around. Later on, you can get driller bots, which will go into the mines, which is actually really a really strong bot to have, because not only are they more efficient than your people, they don't get injured, and working in the mines is very dangerous work, and you end up using a lot of medical supplies on broken bones and things like that if you don't have driller bots. So we will try to acquire those as things go along. Now you can speed up and slow down the game as well, up to _4. So we'll go ahead and speed up for just a minute here. Let these people go in. You can see they've got those O2 triangles over their head because their suits were running out of power, or running out of, oxygen. But we have an internal environment for them to go into so they can refresh their suits. I'm going to hit tab to remove the caps off of the building so we can see inside. Now, once the structure is complete, we'll be able to use this little icon right here to add some items to it, and we'll do that right away. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to have a place for them to eat. So we're going to spend a little bit of bioplastic, and we're going to build a table here. And we're going to put some entertainment on the wall here, a little vid screen for them. And let's see. We need a meal maker, so we're going to put that in. And then probably be a good idea to put a water fountain in so they don't die of thirst. Here, we'll put a potted plant over here for them to look at. Helps with morale. Okay, guys, let's build this. Oh, we're getting kind of close here. Let's build the fountain, please. There we go. Okay, should be fine now. Everybody can go get a drink. Now, we need to build a dorm. Yep, now dorms, actually, anything that has a, let me show you here. Anything that has that little T right there at the bottom or underneath the materials, that indicates that it's an end. It doesn't, you can't connect up somewhere else. So what I like to do is put structures like this up against areas where I know I'm not going to build. Same can be said of things like sick bay. Where's that at? Yeah, sick bay, same thing. How are we on power? Are we okay? Let's take a look here. Our overall status very poor. Yes, I know that they need places to sleep. I'm working on it. Power grid seems fine. 10,000 storage capacity seems to be doing us okay for now. All right, we're gonna need some food. Yeah, it's a good idea to have more food. So we're gonna build a biodome. We're gonna build a little bit bigger one. Put that right there. Okay, let's put some beds in here. Placing of these internal components is important, especially in smaller places like this. Like this one can hold 6 double bunks if you place it correctly. It's also important to note that when you build new connections, like for instance, I put this TV on this wall over here, it's because I knew I wasn't going to build anything to the right. If I had built it, say, like right here, when I built this extension over here for the biodome, it would have destroyed it. I would have gotten the materials back, but it still would have destroyed it. Okay, let's look at our resources. Okay, how are we on water? I just want to make sure we're okay. We're okay for now until we start that biodome up. Probably I'm gonna want to make another one. Yeah, another water extractor, which I'll run out over here. That should be fine. Need to put another airlock over here somewhere too. We have access at either end. Now, when it comes to what you choose, you've got starches, which also provide food, but they also fuel your ability to make bioplastic, which is a key component. So we need some starchy stuff. Yeah, here we go. We'll make some Mars potatoes. Yeah, we'll grab a couple of those. And then let's grab some onions. Now they have different requirements. Some of these have high maintenance costs, some of them have low maintenance costs, and you kind of want to mix. And then there's also medicinal plants, which you use to make medical supplies, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so that's a good start. Okay, let's go ahead and break that down. Give us some more resources. Okay, now I really need to put in a little bit of storage. Yeah, the question is, where do I put it? I could put it up here, which is kind of a ways, but... well, I guess it's fine. We could put the storage right here, and then we'll put an airlock on the other side of it. And then down here, we could put a landing pad in, or I could put the landing pad down at the north end, and we could just put a mine over here. Or both. We'll see. Alright guys, come on. Let's get this done. Yep, let's get it done. Storage is built. Okay, now we need that mine. Let's go ahead and build that. Oh, come on now. Why are you acting like you can't go? Yeah, I was gonna say now. Don't be like that. You want the mine near an airlock to make it easy to collect the resources, right? Yeah, our food stocks are low. Well, they shouldn't be. Got plenty of potatoes, guys. Okay, we need an airlock up here, which we'll end up getting rid of later, most likely. But for now, this is just a convenience thing. Speeds things up. Power drain's not too bad. Probably gonna need another power collector. Before we build too much more. And resources are getting low. Need to build a processing plant. That allows us to take raw materials. Let's see. Processing plant. Put it right over here by storage. Yep. And then we'll put in the thing that can make bioplastic processor, and a metal processor. So once we start getting raw stuff out of the mine, and once we start getting all these starches from these like potatoes and whatnot, you can see how it's creating. We've got it's operated by a biologist. You can see that it's got 2 vegetables and a starch that's being produced, and then for every 3 starches, we can then produce a bioplastic. So we'll be self-sufficient here shortly, I think. No, we will. Okay, so bioplastic and a metal processor. Now, we still don't have any new colonists coming, and you might be like, well, wait a minute, how do you grow the base? Well, that comes in once we build a landing pad, and then we can set up landing permissions for both visitors and for new colonists. So, like, we could set it up where we only accept workers, or we only accept biologists, so on and so forth. And you're not guaranteed to get what you request either, so that's kind of important to note. This is working out well with the storage right here, since we're picking up all this stuff. A little bit far from the mine, but that's okay. Okay, so we've reached self-sufficiency. It plays a little cutscene. Oh, look at our base. Looks nice. And no, you can't exit out of this. When you get these little cutscene things, you can right-click on the notification not to see it at all, but you can't, like, click quickly out of the cutscene for whatever reason. They want you to see it. They want you to see it. Okay, how's our power? What's the drain like? Oh, we're still okay. That's like... That and food is probably the biggest thing. Power and food. That's the kind of the constant struggle. And it can get really ugly really quick when you run out of power. So try not to do that. Okay, landing pad. You end up putting it right there, at least to start. Need one more metal for this. You're producing anything out of that mine yet? Yeah, we are now. Okay, good. Got a worker in there. Go for it, Wednesday. Go for it, Ahmed. Now, events can happen as well. So, oh, power storage is low. Yeah, like you can get windstorms or sandstorms, which will really mess up your stuff. It'll also hurt your people when they're out and about. Now, later on, you can get a security station and you get protocols. So you can say, like, yellow alert, and everybody goes inside. And they're like, oh, no, don't go out. But when you start off, you don't have any of that. So it can be kind of tough. The other thing that you want to keep on your eye on, besides your food sources and meals and whatnot, is also this number right here. Spares. These little things that look like cogs. Things require maintenance. And if you have a spare, no problem. Engineer or constructor bot will go out and fix, repair, maintain whatever equipment needs it. However, when you run out of spares, they can't. So this is pretty critical. So occasionally trade ships will come by once our landing pad is built, and even if you have to trade for spares until you can build your own, always keep a few of these on hand no matter what, and don't trade them away. Now watch, in some future episode, I'll end up trading away some spares, and people will be like, "Ma, why did you trade away your spares?" Just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. How's our storage holding up? 56%, okay. Guys, can somebody process this raw material into a piece of metal, please? Are you doing that? You are doing that. Okay, good, good, good. I want to finish this. Oh, yeah, see. These things can break stuff, too. Let's hit buildings. It really kind of sucks. Yeah. Okay, bioplastics on the rise. That's good. Okay, now how are we looking? Okay, now we're in good status. Okay, because they have stuff to eat, and they've got a little bit of entertainment, and everything's stable, so they're relatively happy. Which means if this landing pad ever finishes, we'll be able to get some colonies. Yeah, some colony ships inbound. Which would be good. Anytime you guys want to do that. Somebody come finish this? What? Did you go to sleep? You did. Get up, slacker. Go finish that. Oh, now you see this right here? Yeah, this person's got trauma injuries from working in the mine. It's because we don't have a med bay yet, but I'll fix that. Can't, you know. Rome wasn't built in a day. And neither was Malbase 1. Neither was Malbase 1. Get that piece of metal done already. Come on. There we go. There it is. There it is. Yeah! Go, carrier bot, go! Now we just need an engineer or a constructor bot to go out there and build this thing. There you go. Get it, constructor bot. Get it! Alright, like a boss. Okay, so now we have access to landing permissions, which is F5. And so we can set our target. Now, at the start, I would just leave this alone if I were you, but, you know, you can always choose to change it as you see fit. Oh, and there we go. We got some new guys right here. Hold on, let's slow it down. What do we get? We got a new engineer, okay. And who's your buddy that came along? And a worker. Okay, good. Expansion reached. You managed to get new colonists to arrive at your base. That's right. That's right, because that's how we roll. Oh, geez. Okay, well, I think that's probably a good stopping point, so I'm going to go ahead and make a cut here, but I hope that you enjoyed this first episode of Planetbase, and that you come back to see if I, you know, kill off the colonists horribly, or if we manage to grow and prosper. Either way, it should be fun, right? Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I am Mal, and I will see you later. Oh no! No! Too close! Too close! Stay away! Stay away, asteroids!